makes sense. I think it was number 7.
Number 7 is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Sal gets number 7.
Look at you go, Sal.
And he now wears number 88 because he was born in 1988, 36 years old man. But yeah, the number has some significance.
Put some respect on him.
All right. Question number 8. Who scored the game-winning goal for the Dashers against the Athens Rock Lobsters on the home opener? Trey.
My boy, Zach DeMars.
Zach DeMars
Shout
is
out,
the
Zach.
correct answer. Yes, Zach DeMars. So Trey's back in front by 1. Question number 9. We got 2 to go, so Sal, you got to win out to have a chance here. What goaltender set a career high in saves against the Monroe Moccasins, and how many was it? Sal, we'll give you a shot.
Charity.
It was Parker Rutherford with 60 saves.
60 saves, Parker Rutherford. Correct answer.
What a performance, man.
He's made 113 stops in his last 2 outings. The guy is hot right now. All right, and finally, I'm going to ask Sal this question because Trey 100% knows the answer after what we just did. What is the name of the company who dropped the first Dasher IPL last week? The beer. The name of the beer company, Sal.
Oh, I have no idea. Only know the big brands. This is a local brewery here. I'll give this one to Trey.
Riggs Brewing Co.
Riggs Brewing Co. is the correct answer. Riggs Beer Company, but we'll accept it. Trey, once again, pulls it off. Guys, it was a pleasure to have you on for Dashers Trivia. We hope you enjoyed it, and maybe even some of the fans learned something new. But it was a blast, guys, and we got some more content to get to, so we'll wrap it right there. But Trey, congrats on the victory over your roommate, Nikolai Salov, the Russian Rocket. And, yeah, we'll step aside. Thank you for joining us on Dashers Intermission Trivia.
Thank you.
Welcome to the first edition of Dashers Trivia. My name is Devin Dobek, joined by number 44, Trey Fisher, and number 83, Nikolai Salov. Guys, excited to have most likely to get a Fortnite Victory Royale. Most likely to win in a Chell game. Most likely to buy dinner. Most likely to make a sarcastic comment. Most likely to survive a haunted house. Most likely to bribe an officer. Most likely to have a movie made about them. Most likely to win the lottery or large sum of money. Most likely to curse in front of parents. Most likely to be late for meetings or a date. Most likely to cry when given a hard time.
100%.
Most likely to have a pet as their best friend. Most likely to gamble away all their money. Most likely to be married in the next 2 years. Most likely to have a clean room. Most likely to wear Shrek green Crocs. Most likely to forget their skates on game day. Most likely to score on their own net. Most likely to score shorthanded. It looks like we're just about ready to go here for period 2 between the Dashers and the Thunderbirds. Hopefully, you guys have been able to find yourselves back on over to the stream as we're back underway. Oh, wonderful. Gonna have to try and figure out what's going on here, folks. Bear with me. We just had a complete internet crash, and now it looks like other things don't want to cooperate, so interesting. All right, give me a second here. All right. We got the feedback. I'm going to have to figure out the centering of it, but at least we're back here. Just missed a minute of period 2. Apologies if you're just rejoining us. Just had our internet completely crash and our operating system went down. Just the nature of the beast doing things remotely. It's Babic back around. And it'll be picked off by the Dashers back in their own end. Here's Sean Doyle up the wall trying to slide it up for DeAndrea, who will go chase it. And it looks like we're going to have a face-off. All right, let's try and center this a little more. That's pretty good. Cangelosi and Blue will take this face-off. Referee waiting for a bit, and eventually it's controlled by the Dashers. They'll immediately send it out of the zone, that time off the stick of Chase Lemmers. It's going to be picked up behind the goal by Lane King. He'll hold for a moment. 2 minutes gone by here in period 2. Shots are 2-0 Dashers in the second frame. 14-14 in the hockey game, but Carolina with all the ones that count, making it 3-0. Instead of a media timeout, we'll take you through the period summary. Of course, we don't know the intermission clock, so we're eyeballing that as well to figure out when we should come back. Of course, had to cut our segment with Trey Fisher and Nikolai Salov a little short. Is in front. Purdy makes a brilliant save coming out of his crease. Now he's down on his belly as the Dashers are barely able to clear the zone. But Ryle Purdy, with a big-time stop there, keeps this a 3-goal game. Out into the neutral zone. Nate Keeley sends it to the corner. Rothie the first one there in the 3-man scrum. And he turns it over. Back out to the point. Past Kennedy it goes, hopping over his stick at the blue line, and he'll have to go regroup. Siewertson, the lone forechecker. Let's drop back into the neutral zone. Dashers trying to knock it away. They will. Keplinger goes over to Steve Ford, who breaks it out to Nate Keeley. Keeley trying to work it back in the direction of Batita. Siewertson in the neutral zone turns it over to Nate Freely. Or Keeley, excuse me. As it'll be gloved out of the air by the Dashers, but belongs to Carolina still. Around the wall it goes. It looked like it was on the Dasher, and it's going to have to be picked up and put back down on the ground by Chase Lemmers. Keplinger dumps it off. Nice hit behind the wall that time. As here comes Siewertson in the neutral zone. Carolina over to Gus Ford. Ford has it knocked away, and now maybe a trip coming against the Dashers. We'll keep an eye on that. Ford dances his way in, and this time they are going to get the call. This should be a trip coming against Keplinger, I believe. And Carolina, who's already 1-for-1 on the power play, will get their second shot here in period 2. That's Chase Lemmers being sent off to the box for the trip. And so the draw stays in the Dashers zone. If you're just rejoining us, thank you. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Our operating system crashed due to the home internet not being at the Palmer. There's an archery tournament going on at the David S. Palmer Arena this weekend. So couldn't be in the same spot just to be in spirit with the guys, but another shot comes in. Purdy couldn't find it for a moment. Instead, pounces on it, and he gets that big whistle from the officials. Shots are 17-14 in favor of the Thunderbirds. They've got a 3-goal lead right now. 11 different Thunderbirds on the score sheet against Monroe last night. Pastuca, Cangelosi, Salak, Kramer, Clay Keeley, Gus Ford, Pavlov, White, King, Kennedy, and Farmer Valente, making up the 11 guys that found themselves on the score sheet in the 6-3 victory. Come from behind, for that matter, against Monroe. Babic leaves it behind for his D-men. From around the goal, here comes Clay Keeley. Breaking it across. Around the goal. Sent to the middle. Zach White sends it in the direction of Purdy, and Lane King tried to tip it home. But another whistle is granted, and we'll do a face-off. Mentioned Steve Harrison earlier on, but won with the Dashers in 2017. He's also coached in Junior Tier 3, the East Coast Hockey League, the CHL, the FHL, and, of course, that Dashers championship forever in infamy here in Danville that he led them to. A great coach around the league, was an NHL draft selection. Born in Toronto, Canada, played for Major Canada before being drafted by the St. Louis Blues in the 1978 NHL draft. Sent in front, and Purdy might have sticked that one away. Dashers trying to clear the zone into the back half of the penalty kill. Jumanji sends it ahead for Sewardson, shorthanded to the backhand, and it's a save made by Babick. What a feed from Yasuke Jumanji over to Sewardson, and Dashers, with one of their best chances of the night, comes a man down. Coming around the wall, here's Salak. Holding it in the circle. Looking to the middle. It'll be chipped back in the direction of Salak. Keeley continues to play catch with him. One-timer comes in off the stick of Batista. And Purdy jumps on it at the 14:24 mark. Looks like we're going to take immediate timeout here and be back in a moment on the Dashers Hockey Network. I lied. Excuse me, I lied. As promised, we're going to go through the first intermission stats and summary. So here's our game summary. Carolina in front, 3-0. Of course, nothing wants to cooperate, but there's your goal scorers. Purdy makes 11 saves in the first period. Keeley gets his 6th of the season at 4:31. White with his 9th at 7:09. And Gus Ford with his 19th at the 9:46 mark. Here's our game stats for the game. Good, those went through smoothly. 14-12 the shots in the first period. Score 3-0 Carolina on the power play. Carolina is actually the team that is 0 for 1, or 1 for 1, and the Dashers are 0 for 1. Still in the midst of immediate timeout. We'll catch our breath and be back in a moment. Breath has been caught, and we are back in a moment. As promised, 3-0 Carolina in front, 19 seconds to go on their man advantage. With the minor for tripping assessed to Chase Lemmers, still serving time in the box. Referees just waiting on the Dashers to retreat to their own zone for the draw on the kill. In the period, the shots are 2 for the Dashers and 6 for Carolina. Ford and Keplinger will square off. Keplinger immediately going to be thrown off the dot. Coming in to take it is Zach Horn now. Gus Ford ties it up and wins the draw. Down low, it belongs to White. White back up to the point where it's reeled in by Steve Ford. Gus Ford now trying to center one, and the Dashers are able to clear, and that should just about do it for the Carnegie Dumpstar penalty kill. About 6 minutes gone by here in the second period. No score since around the midway point of period 1. Played back by Horn for Rothy. Rothy shakes away Gus Ford, and he'll head the opposite direction. Dumping the puck off the sidewall. Goes back into the Carolina end. Horn applies some pressure on the forecheck. Dashers get the puck back. Shot comes in from Lemmers. And now awkwardly was John Batista trying to follow it in, but it looked like he got tripped up a little bit. Zach White into the skates. Good battle by Lemmers. Sent out to the point again. Picked up, walking in. Here's a quick shot from Kennedy. And he scored. Joe Kennedy beats Purdy on the glove side. Not someone who scored too many goals this season, just his 4th of the year. 23rd career tally for Joe Kennedy. Makes it a 4-0 hockey game. Still with plenty of time to go here in the second period. Carolina didn't get one on the power play, but they get one shortly later. They were a plus 62 goal differential coming into tonight's action, second in the league only to the Binghamton Black Bears. They're a team that loves to pull away when they can. We saw them down last night against Monroe, but 5 unanswered goals, and they win by 3. Such a tenacious group, well coached and well rounded, especially with all this veteran talent. As this one's sent into the glove of Boris Babic. Good looking backhander from Tanner Booth there. Have not seen much of Bowie Slarks tonight. I know he made the trip out there to Carolina, but not active for the Dashers in today's festivities. Jumanji takes this face-off, and it gets tied up with Cangelosi, and eventually Carolina comes away with a possession. Pass is knocked away for a brief moment by Cervone, but here comes Carolina once again. Another shot comes in, and it whistles wide on the near side. Sent back on in. Jumanji digs it out of Selyutin's legs, and Carolina forced to reset. 21-16, the shots on goal totals here in the second period. Jumanji runs into his man. As now on the far side, Cangelosi picks it up in stride. Across the blue line he goes. Darting down low, centers one, and a big save made by Purdy as Selyutin had plenty of room to shoot. Selyutin wheeling back around, tries to go near side, and Purdy slams the door shut. Back over across. Sent back to Kennedy, who's got the most recent goal, making it 4-0. Number 4 scores the 4th goal for Carolina. It's back the other way across the blue line. 2-on-1. The shot goes over the goal by Keeley. The rebound. Shoot. They score. Carolina, 2 goals in a matter of 2 minutes has made this a 5-0 hockey game. Clay Keeley scored in the first, and now it's Nate Keeley in the second. And the Thunderbirds are starting to roll away with this one, with 5 goals on 25 shots. 5-0 margin. As Dashers win the next draw. Carolina's up to a 5-0 advantage now, though. Pair of goals in a couple minutes have really extended their margin as the Dashers look like they were just starting to get something going. As here comes Steve Ford from behind his own goal. Banks it off the wall looking for White. Comes back down to Clemens. Picked off by White. White closing in. Tried the cross-ice pass. And Kramer tripped trying to get to the puck. Knocked down. Now here comes DeAndrea sending it across. Quick shot comes in off the tape of John Batista. And Carolina controls on the rebound. Zach White in transition the other way. Sends it across. Picked up. Sent down low again. And Blue steers it to safety. Turned over again in the Dashers' end. Carolina holds the zone. Drop pass to White. Looking back in the direction of, Cangelosi. And now down low. Clay Keeley into the slot looking for White, who got tipped over. And the Dashers once again are able to clear. This one should go for an icing, and it will, with just over 10:20 remaining in the second. Well, thank you everybody for joining myself, Devin Dobeck, along with you here in Danville doing our first remote broadcast of the season. We had a couple more opportunities earlier on with Watertown, but their camera angle sometimes makes it very difficult to follow the game. And not saying that it's easy to follow a game on a camera in general, but Watertown, when they pan behind the goal, no exception. As Carolina wins this face-off. Down low in the corner boards. Waiting to catch up with the camera for a second there, and Cangelosi skates it out of the mix. Pressured by Blue. Cangelosi is also director of corporate outreach for the Carolina Thunderbirds, so works for the team when he's not on the ice. Cangelosi this season, 3 goals and a pair of assists, which both came last night. Did not have an assist entering last night's action. And already a pair of them. As looks like we're going to get a whistle. Sean Doyle down in the corner with Pastuca. And we'll see what's going to happen, but it looks like it's going to be our next media timeout, and we will take it. Don't go anywhere. Dashers trail this one 5-0. We'll be back in a dash on the Dashers Hockey Network.
One word I use to describe Fisher National Bank is caring. Caring is taking care of the customer's needs, not just their financial needs, their family needs, their community needs. We participate in the community. We support the school like no one else in town. We look at what we can do not as how it affects our bottom line, but is it the right thing to do? Are we good members of the community? We're not just taking from the community, and I think that's what we do best. I've got so many customers that just will come in and spend an hour, and before you know it, the day is gone, and I look and say, oh gosh, I didn't get things done. But you
Getting ready for the ensuing face-off here just outside the blue line. 9:43 to go here in the second period, just across the midway point. Carolina has scored the only 2 goals in the frame, extending their lead to 5. Shots are 25-17 in favor of the Thunderbirds. Boris Babik's a perfect 17 of 17 in between the pipes. Face-offs controlled by Horn. Looked like Keeley might have actually pushed it forward. Now Rothy into the neutral zone. Keplinger sends it deep, but it's cut off. Carolina looking to go from north to south. Wheeling away from the pressure that time is Farmer. Pass goes just by the backhand of Nate Keeley. Sewardson trying to track it down. He'll run into Farmer and tie him up into the wall. Keplinger comes in with a light body check as well, but here comes Carolina once again. Drop pass on over, now into the middle, on the forehand, whiff on the shot. Now a wide open goal, and it can't be jammed home by the Thunderbirds. Purdy was out of position, sprawling to make a save on a shot that never came. And the Dashers somehow escape another goal for Carolina. As in the neutral zone again. Carolina plays it deep into the Dashers end. Selyutin. And it looks like there's going to be a whistle, and we'll see what for. It's definitely weird not seeing Oscar Wahlgren or Parker Rutherford in between the pipes tonight for the Dashers. You got Ryle Purdy back there. Rutherford is currently spending the weekend up with the Knoxville Ice Bears of the SPHL. He should be back to Danville after that weekend trip. As from behind their old goal, Servone backhanding one up the wall. Jumanji comes to apply the pressure on King. Now back the other way. Drop pass to White. White tried to center one, and it was knocked away by Servone over to Jumanji. Jumanji 1-on-2 the other way. Shoots right into the leg of a Thunderbird. That one looked like it hurt. Stinger from the defenseman. I believe that's Lane King. It's Gus Ford. Nice touch pass right onto the tape of Kramer. Kramer centers one. They score. It's Zach White on the cross-ice feed. One times it into the back of the net. White's got his second of the game, and Carolina has a touchdown on the Dashers here. Just great puck movement. You can tell these guys have all played together. They got great chemistry. Majority of the team Steve Harrison has kept together, not even just throughout the season, but over the last couple years. There's a lot of multi-year veterans within this Thunderbirds organization. And all of a sudden, span of 6 minutes, there's been 3 more Thunderbirds goals, very similar to the first period. And then in the back half, it slowed down. already into the back half, but still plenty of time remaining as another quick shot comes in and Purdy swallows that one up for a face-off. So the draw will be right at the hash outside of the crease of Purdy. Cangelosi will take it with blue. Cangelosi indicating something on the face-off. There's a nice camera shot. We know what's going on in those nice zoomed-in ones, but when the puck's going from left to right, I feel like I'm watching tennis at times here on the screen. Now back out. Here's a quick shot coming in. It goes over the goal and definitely wide on the near side. As at the 7:32 mark, we'll do the face-off again. Looks like both groups will change out almost entirely. Lucas Rothie, the only one who stays out there for the Dashers. Horn, Sewardson, along with Keplinger, will join the mix. Looks like it might be Sean Doyle over on the far side. As we get another quick whistle. Maybe it's Slinger. Cangelosi and Horn pleading their case with the official, looking for him to drop it, but he looks like he's content with his ruling. As Carolina controls the draw. Quick shot on goal is patted away. Nice stop by Purdy that time. One of his best of the night on the turnaround shot. Now, jousting for the puck. Salak gets it out to the point. Shot comes in, and it's going to be skated around the goal by Rothie. Somehow gets through a few Thunderbirds and sends it back across to the tape of Slinger. Batted on down low. Babick elected to play it, ran out of time, and a juicy bounce out in front for the Dashers, but nobody there to pound it home. Cangelosi now tried to move through Doyle, who cut him right off. Nice play on the back end by Sean Doyle. Carolina out of their own zone will have to reset. Wrapped on in around the wall. Sent back in down low where Slinger takes control of it. Looking up the wall to Keplinger. Instead, it finds Sean Doyle once again. He'll bank one off the near side, past Sewardson, and right back over to Carolina. Now the other way. Here comes Batista, sending one over to Nate Keeley, but I believe they ruled him offside, and the draw will come outside the blue line. We're going to have some new video content coming out for you next week. We had another media day with all the new faces of the Dashers, and excited to pump out some content for you, because you could probably count on both your hands how many people are left standing from Shiver. As fun of a video as that was to make, and maybe to enjoy the first few times, there's a lot of new faces. You're probably like, we need a change, and with that media day we had, we get the change that we wanted. So looking forward to that content coming out next week. As puck back in the Dashers' end. Sent down low to be collected by Druin. Druin chips it out to the point where it's picked up by the captain, John Batista. Down low again, a drop pass from Druin over to Nate Keeley. Taking it away are the Dashers. They're trying to shift back in the other direction. Jumanji swats it back into the offensive zone, and quickly it gets rejected right back out by Kennedy. Over to Batista. Batista driving to the goal. Slinger goes back over to him. The centering pass gets all the way through. King back out to the point. Quick shot comes in, and a save made. Gus Ford, point blank, with a great chance to score, and Purdy with a big save. Clay Keeley bumped into the wall by Lemmers. Jumanji will dump it on in. A nice clear, though, so the Dashers can change and no icing. As this one will get sent the length again, and at 4:59, this should be our final media timeout with the puck being cleared. We will take it. Dashers trail by 6 goals. When we return, we'll pick right back up. Midwest Asphalt specializes in a wide range of services, including asphalt contracting, which includes seal coating, line striping, and patchwork, earthwork, like grading, foundation work, excavation, sewer and water services, and site clearing, concrete services for walls, floors, foundations, sidewalks, and parking lots, and property demolition, industrial, residential, commercial demolition, and concrete removal. They are locally owned and operated by highly trained professional crews with emergency services available. Visit MidwestAsphaltCo.com to request a free estimate or call 217-446-3350. Gilbert Street Cafe serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They offer all of their menu options at any time of the day to satisfy any mood you find yourself in. They offer a variety of your favorite salads, sandwiches, burgers, and Italian dishes. Gilbert Street Cafe is a casual-style family restaurant in a comfortable, modern, and friendly environment. They are open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Feel free to place an order online for takeout or come and dine inside.
To the Dashers
Their
Hockey
friendly
Network.
staff
Devin Dobek along with you remotely from Danville, covering the Carolina Thunderbirds taking on the Dashers Hockey Club tonight. Score is 6-0 in favor of the Thunderbirds. Still 4:59 to go here in period 2. Horn set to take the face-off with Gus Ford. Horn wins this face-off. It's sent out to the point. Batted down low that time by Kelly Curl. Ford takes it away from Sewardson, who knocks it down for a brief moment. Jammed on goal. And almost a low-angle shot from Keplinger was the first one for the Dashers. Selyutin over to Lane King. King looking in the middle for Ford, and somehow it rebounded or ricocheted on goal. And Purdy has to make a couple more stops. Shots in the period are 20-6 in favor of the Thunderbirds. As there's a turnover to Keplinger. Into the middle he goes. Loses possession of the puck. Still free in the slot area. Horn and Sewardson jams one on goal. Carolina's got it once again. Back the other way into the skates of Kramer. Here come the Thunderbirds. Loading up. Quick shot comes in. Deflects off the end boards and wide. Another shot from just outside the circle, and Slinger bats it to the corner. 3:45 to go here in the second period. It's around the blue line. Cangelosi. Beautiful pass to Gus Ford. Back for Farmer. And Kennedy to the far side once again it goes. Selyutin sends one to the middle, picked up, and then they score. It's Roman Kramer again with a beautiful move just outside the crease. Dangles around Purdy, and the Thunderbirds acting like business as usual here. Jumping out to a 7-0 lead. We knew it was going to be a hard battle for the Dashers going into this game with new personnel and such, but Carolina all of a sudden has really stepped on the gas pedal in front of a near sellout crowd. .320 to go in period number 2. So here comes Cangelosi up the wall. Walking in. Quick shot once again off the stick of, that time it was Pastuca. Another chance in front. Big save made by Purdy with Salak closing in. Salak picks it up behind the goal once again. Stick handling, sends it up to the high slot. Walking in, quick shot from Cangelosi was off the mark. Rothy ties up his man in the corner wall. Salak jammed in. Carolina sends it out to the point once again. Off the stick of Pastuca. Here comes a shot. They score. It's Jan Salak tipping it in front. The floodgates have opened. Joe Kennedy almost bit the dust there. It looked like almost went down as Carolina has made it 8-0 with a 5-goal second period. A run that looks like it's showing no signs of stopping. The Dashers on their heels, completely deflated. And we'll see what the final 3 or so minutes have for us. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one who has trouble with the clock, because I see Carolina's producer pecking around with it, trying to add seconds, take them away. So I'm glad that's probably a league-wide thing and not just me, unless you got a camera on it. Binghamton does do a pretty good job with their clock. As Batita gets tied up with Booth, Carolina trying to get the puck back deep into the Dashers' end. Swept on around. Banked up the wall, intercepted. White tries to dangle through a couple Dashers on his backhand, centers one, and it skitters through the crease of Purdy. White again, around Jumanji. Peels over to the far side, sends it back down low. Slinger runs into his man. Minute 40 to go here in the second period. Shots in the frame are 23-5 in favor of Carolina. Batita drop pass over to White, who comes right back into the zone. Tries to toe drag around Lemmers, but a good effort going down to a knee to stop that one. Out at the blue line now. Farmer. Holding outside the circle. Tries to get one on goal. White picks it up. He shoots. He scores. It's a hat trick for Zach White, lifting one over Purdy. And Carolina now a 6-goal second period, pouring it on, continuing to pour it on. Might have just saw a smile from Coach Harry over on the Thunderbirds bench. Loving what his team's doing out there right now. As a couple more hats continue to flutter over the boards before we resume play. "70 seconds to go. And it looks like, the Thunderbirds are giving the hats back to the fans. That's kind of cool. You throw your hat, you get it back, because that's always the reservation. Whenever I'm going to the Bruins games and there's a hat trick, I immediately duck and cover because I don't have an extra $50 to spend to throw something out onto the ice and forever lose possession of it. So kind of nice they give the hats back over the boards. Zach Horn and Gus Ford will take this face-off. With 70 seconds to go here in the second period, Carolina put up 3 in the first, and they doubled how many goals they scored in the second period with 6. Ford backhanding one over to Selyatin in stride, comes on in, shoots, and Purdy makes the save that time. Selyatin back up to the point. Over to Selyatin again, peeling into the high slot, sends it across for King. King turns it over for a brief moment, but Carolina repossesses. Now here comes Gus Ford through a few bodies to his forehand, gets a shot off, but it didn't get through. Carolina with 14 shots in the first period. They got 22 here in the second. Dashers with 12 in the first period, 7 in the second. As here comes Selyatin. He'll shoot one on goal with time coming to an end. And that will do it for period 2. Carolina completely putting their foot on the throats of the Dashers here. 9-0's our score as we get ready for period 3. We'll step aside for the intermission and be back in a moment to Carolina.
This is Parker Rutherford, and this is Dashers Mic'd Up. Yeah, I don't know how well it's going to stay on. Yeah, I'm coming for you, Sal. All day. Man, I'm so glad I don't have to pay attention to these girls. Stop puck. That's all I got. Stop puck. I don't know who's starting. There we go. All right. Oh, thank you. Come on. You scumbag. He never shoots that. He's only doing it because he knows I have a microphone on. Head high. Thank you. Marshall, you can't hit me in the face today. I will not. See that expensive piece on I'm so sorry. I never do that again. I apologize. Devin would kill you.
I know. I got you.
I'm gonna go mess with Sal. Watch this. Oh yeah. You're not scoring with that finger, right? There's no way. You're not scoring either. I'll let you have that. That guy is so strong. Yanks, you got anything to say to the people? Like you love your wife? You love your wife? Yeah. You got that. Loves your wife. Easy peasy. Push up. Push up. Nope, not golf. Nope, not golf. Woo! Nope. 94 is not scoring today. Anymore.
He did walk in bottom of the circle.
You should have shot it, Sal. No way.
Got that short side, open up the face of the blade.
He told me it wasn't happening today. His finger's too sore.
That's every day now. Fingers sore, his eyelashes hurt.
See, the good thing about playing goalie, you really don't have to pay attention to the drills. Just don't get scored on. Don't get scored on. It's a lonely position. You're going to hear a lot of random thoughts today. Just warning you in advance. I'm not weird, just a goalie. Same thing. We rescued a cat yesterday. Named it Scooter.
You participated in Chino last night or what?
I definitely participated in the team.
How's it cold at Brock?
I went up $5 at Brazos, and then I lost 30 at Totino.
Silver nugget?
The silver, no. It's I think they call it the palms or something. I don't like putting all these in the net. Not a fan. Oops. I'm way too OCD for this. They're all going to be against the back. Okay, I'm ready. Yep. Oh, I got it! Yeah! He's not hearing the end of that one when we get home. Not hearing the end of that. Yep. Yeah.
Somebody almost scored.
Just for Sal. Going for a sweep. Nobody usually talks to me that much. I wonder why they're doing it today. Weird. They usually don't shoot that high either. Crazy. I really hope he doesn't dump this hard. Oh, please. Here we go. Come. All yours. Did you see that pass? On the backhand from my knees. Gotta go for a skate. Work on the edges. Because what else are we gonna do right now? Hi, guy. Nope. What a save by the D. No! He was eating cookies for breakfast today. Dropped the ball in the parking lot on the way in. And ate him. And still ate him. What a freak. Sal's going high. 100% going high. He never goes glove. Never goes glove. Bo, your gloves are untied. That was a good one. I mean, I kind of look like a giant pumpkin out here. No way. Oh, you scumbag. Never goes 5-hole. I wonder what time Devin wakes up to do his hair every morning. Oh, I'm tired. I really miss Scooter. We're taking a good old walk around the apartments yesterday. Found a cat stuck in a tree. Tried to go down and get it. Decided to just climb down the second we started going down.
Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, everybody, and hope we get a win for the Devil Dash Hockey Club.
There we go. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. What do you guys say to the people?
Come to the next home game.
There we go. Nothing. I want some strawberries. Nothing.
This is ASMR.
Mon's just so confused right now. Oscar has such a nice accent. Most accents really annoy me. But I love Oscar's. Love it. Look at the size comparison between goals and Oscar. He usually makes me feel pretty bad. I think that's worse. That's worse. I live rent-free in these guys' heads. Okay. Gotcha, Yags. How Kimmy has such disgusting moves on the shootout. I gotta do something stupid. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. Thank you. So he's a nice guy. Go up behind the back. Nope. I got it. Right off the toe. Don't look at me like that. I know you want it. That wasn't fair and you know it. Man, I taught him a move yesterday. But I didn't teach you everything. Didn't teach you everything. I'm fat and tired. Give me a break. Get that on camera. Putting that everywhere. Scorpion. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Yep. Never hear the end of that one. Come on, boss. Oh boy. He knows. I deserve that. Oh.
Honestly, when's the last time Devin won at the casino?
I can't remember the last time.
I think he's funding that place right now.
He's basically just a charity. That's a big save, though. I don't know who lost, but I'm exhausted. You're lucky I'm fat and tired.
And we love our goalies. We're ready to die for them every single night.
Feliz Navidad on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Feliz Navidad.
Slap shot or wrist shot?
Wrist shot.
Backhand or forehand?
Forehand.
Puck to the shin or slash to the shin?
Puck to the shin.
Would you rather be a coach or an official?
A coach for sure.
Big hit or big save?
Big hit.
Helmet warm-ups or no helmet?
Got to do helmet warm-ups. Don't have 100 games for sure.
Dress up or dress casual on game day?
Dress up.
Toe pick or lose your stick?
Lose my stick.
Game day nap or pregame jitters?
Always have pregame jitters.
Coffee or energy drink?
Energy drink.
Solo celly or teammate celly?
Solo Sally.
Good goal or great assist?
Great assist.
Short shift or long shift?
Short shifts.
Cowboy over the boards or walk through the gate?
Hop in those boards for sure.
5-point game and lose or no points and win?
No points and win.
Shoot high or shoot low?
I'm a high glove guy for sure.
Jersey tuck or no tuck?
Jersey tuck.
First on the ice or last off?
Neither.
Would you rather be a goalie or enforcer?
I'd be an enforcer for sure.
Open ice hit or reverse hit?
Open ice hit.
Cage or fishbowl?
Cage.
Slap shot or wrist shot?
Quick wrist shot.
Backhand or forehand?
Backhand.
Puck to the shin or slash to the shin?
Puck.
Coaching or officiating?
Coaching.
Big hit or big save?
Big hit.
Helmet warm-ups or no helmet warm-ups?
I don't have 100 games. Got to be helmet.
Dress up or dress casual on game day?
I'm a dress-up guy.
Toe pick or lose your stick?
Lose the stick.
Game day nap or pregame jitters?
Pre-game jitters.
Coffee or energy drink?
Energy drink.
Solo celly or teammate celly?
Get the teammates in there.
Good goal or great assists?
I like a good assist.
Short shift or long shift?
Keep them short.
Cowboy over the boards or walk through the gate?
Gotta hop the boards.
5-point game and lose or no points and win?
No points and win.
Shoot high or shoot low?
I'm a big low blocker guy.
Jersey tuck or no tuck?
No tuck.
First on the ice or last off?
I'm both.
Goalie or enforcer?
Enforcer.
Open ice hit or reverse hit?
Reverse hit.
Cage or fishbowl?
Fishbowl.
Most likely to fight on the opening draw?
Murphy.
Best dressed?
Probably Bras.
Worst dressed?
Juju.
Best flow on the team?
Jumanji.
Most likely to forget their stick for a game?
Prexler, because he's using my backup.
Worst at staying on their feet, a.k.a. the human Zamboni?
O'Reilly.
Most likely to make a highlight reel of themselves?
Probably Bras.
Coach's pet?
I don't know. O'Reilly.
Most likely to score on their own goal?
Gorsey.
Biggest drama queen on the team?
Sewertson.
Most likely to go to the sin bin?
Murphy.
Most likely to be mistaken for a coach?
Old man Bras.
Best dangler on the team?
Also old man Bras.
Hardest hitter on the team?
Oh, I would not want to get hit by Murphy.
Most likely to sleep through practice?
Zach Horn.
Toughest player on the team?
Murphy.
Best Riz on the team?
Oh, geez. Jumanji.
Team Klutz?
O'Reilly.
Best pregame motivator?
Probably our captain, Justin Brazen.
Best locker room ox?
Brazen had some good ones today.
Most likely to take the ice with their skate guards on?
Juju.
Most likely to use a whole roll of tape?
Murphy, he tapes everything.
Most likely to mouth off to an official?
Probably also Murphy.
Most likely to be mistaken for a Zamboni driver?
Oh, Malott.
Most likely to still play at 70 years old?
Brazen.
Toughest customer on the team?
Probably Murphy. All the
Most likely to fight on the opening draw?
Bruggerman.
Best dressed?
Gosh, it's got to be probably Brothy or Bras, our captain.
Worst dressed on the team?
I might be under that. I might be under that category. So O'Reilly.
Best flow on the team?
Not that many people have flow, but I gotta go with Murphy. Murphy for sure.
Most likely to forget their stick for a game?
TJ Prexler, because he doesn't have any sticks right now. So shout out that guy.
Worst at staying on their feet, a.k.a. the human Zamboni?
Shout out O'Reilly.
Most likely to make a highlight reel of themselves?
Jumanji.
Coach's pet?
I don't know. I don't know.
Most likely to score on their own goal.
Mullins.
Biggest drama queen.
I could say me. I could say me for sure.
Most likely to go to the sin bin.
Bruggerman for sure. Or, gosh. Or Bo. Yeah, I could see Bo going. Bowie Slarks.
Most likely to be mistaken for a coach.
Roth for sure.
Best dangler on the team.
Bowie Zinchenko.
Who is the hardest hitter on the team?
It's got to be Murph or Mullins for sure.
Most likely to sleep through practice.
Horn.
Toughest player on the team.
Murphy. Yeah, Murphy probably.
Best Riz on the team.
Trey Fish.
Team Klutz.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that.
Best pregame motivator.
Our coach.
Best locker room aux.
Wyatt Check has some good bumps.
Most likely to take the ice with their skate guards on.
Juju Davis.
Most likely to use a whole roll of tape.
Also Juju.
Most likely to mouth off to an official.
O'Reilly.
Most likely to be mistaken for the Zamboni driver.
Wyatt Check.
Most likely to still play at 70 years old.
Bras.
And we welcome you back ahead of period number 3 here. The Dashers trail at 9-0. Let's take a quick look at our game stats here. The shots 39-19 in favor of Carolina. Carolina on the power plays 1 for 2. The Dashers 0 for 1. There's been just 6 penalty minutes in the hockey game. 2 for the Dashers, 4 for the Dashers, 2 for the Thunderbirds. As puck is dropped and we're underway in the concluding 20 here out in Game 1 in Carolina. These two teams will do it once again tomorrow. 5:05 Central is the puck drop. 6:05 if you're on the East Coast tuning in. As this one, Karams behind the goal. Steve Ford wraps it around where it's picked up by Slinger. Slinger banking it off the wall, accepts the hit to play it deep. But this one will go for an icing, and the draw retreats back to the Dashers' end. Dashers have had more than 3 goals against now in 31 of, assuming this is a loss, 36 losses. So it's been high-volume shots that have led to all these goals against and have really paved the way to make it a difficult road for the Dashers this season, while their offense averaging right around 2.4 goals per game. As this one's chipped back in the direction of Slinger. About 30 seconds gone by here in period 3. Thank you for joining our remote broadcast of the Thunderbirds and the Dashers here from Danville. I'm your man, Devin Dobeck, along with you. As Steve Ford drops it down low in the zone. Camera was asleep for a bit there. It's now out to Sewardson on the near side. Sewardson will dump it on in. Not sure he knew the guy back-checking him, Joe Cangelosi, blew a tire for a brief moment. As Boris Babic gloves that one. And it looks like we're going to get another face-off. In addition to the goals against, the Dashers have also been snake-bitten in their own right, and that's putting goals on the scoreboard. They've scored 2 goals or less in 22 games this season, despite being shut out just 2 times. So we'll see if they can get on the scoreboard here as Sean Doyle with a nice hit over in the corner on Jan Salak. Now here comes the other way, Tanner Booth. Booth runs into some pressure by Clay Keeley, and it'll be sent back the other way. Here comes Salak, who scored the 8th goal for the Thunderbirds, wheeling away from the pressure provided by Lemmers. Drops it back to Cangelosi. Cangelosi lost it for a moment, spins it back on in. Going to be picked up by Cangelosi again. Sends it out to the point. Kennedy, cross, D-to-D pass, comes in. The shot deflects. And picked up by Salak again. Dropped out to the point. As this pass deflects up and behind the goal. Back out to Roman Kramer. Kramer had a hat trick last night. And already a goal here tonight. That was the 7th tally for Carolina. Stick lift from Cervone. Frees up the puck. He gets dragged down. That should be a call right there. But Dashers are going to change as the puck's sent deep into the Carolina end. Dashers with the only shot so far in the first 2.5 minutes of the period. Actually, it's 1-1 now that those totals are updated. So here's a quick pass. Shot comes in and over the goal. Kennedy, who scored the 4th goal. Number 4 scores his 4th goal and the 4th goal of the game for Carolina. Funny how those number coincidences work. Seljatin rammed into the wall by John Batista. Now the Dashers out of their own end. Here's Rothy. Was an assistant captain with Blue Ridge before his arrival here with the Dashers. Back across. Sent out of the zone out to Steve Ford. About 3 minutes and 15 seconds gone by here in the 3rd period. As back in their own zone, John Batista picks it up. Hard pass over to DeAndrea. And Carolina has it again. There's Zach White, already a hat trick in the game. Had 1 goal in the 1st period, 2 in the 2nd. And looking for more here. It's the Dashers right back the other way. Zach Horn on his backhand, glides in, slams on the brakes, sends it out to the point. And it gets all the way through back to the Dashers zone. There's Lemmers blowing a tire back in his own end. Slinger plays it back, D-to-D pass for Lemmers. Slinger loses it for a moment. It comes back off the stick of Lemmers, and it'll be picked up by Cangelosi. He'll knock it back down low in the direction of Gus Ford, the assistant captain. Turned over to Sewardson. He'll go 2-on-2 against the Thunderbirds back the other way and skate it out to reset. Sewardson turns it into the zone. And now breaking free. Quick chance for Keplinger as he was all alone for a moment and tried to force a shot, but looked like he didn't get his stick on it. And the Dashers will have to regroup. Closing in on the 15-minute mark here. Shot still just 1 aside between the Thunderbirds and the Dashers here in the 3rd period. 40-20 in the game. Salak pinned by a couple Dashers in the corner wall. Eventually it'll be skated on out by Salak. Took Keplinger for a ride with him. Clay Keeley. Both him and his brother Native scored here tonight for the Thunderbirds. Rothy picks it off in the corner, wraps it around the wall all the way out to the point for White. White plays it down low, out to the near side again. It goes through the skates of Clay Keeley, and he'll take it back to his own zone to reset with Seljatin. Keeley off of Purdy. And sent out into the neutral zone, where it'll be controlled by Booth and sent on in. White sweeps it around the wall. Beautiful touch pass over to Seljatin. In stride, sends it across to Gus Ford. Kicks it to his forehand. Back over to Seljatin. Seljatin wheels around the goal. Drops it on back. Now out to the point. Jammed down low by Kennedy. Here's Seljatin closing in. Low angle, and he's cut off. Good play by Sean Doyle. He's looked sharp here in his debut for the Dashers. Rothy tried to enter the line and got cut off. Here comes Carolina back the other way. Another shot comes in and goes just wide. Seljatin bangs his stick in frustration. Cameras rattling around as it comes back in the direction of Kennedy. 13:30 to go here in the 3rd period of a 9-0 hockey game, but no goals here in this frame. 3 in the first, 6 in the second, all belonging to Carolina. as the puck squirts back to Carolina's zone. Kennedy off the wall, banks it up the near side. Might have a new cameraman because they have not been following the puck here in period 3. Kennedy, D-to-D pass across to Pastuca. As across the line, Carolina will be caught offside, and we'll have a face-off outside the blue line after we take a look in our media timeout at the standings. First for the Empire Division. At the top, you see the Binghamton Black Bears running into a similar problem with our graphics, but we'll have that ironed out tomorrow. But they've got 98 points. They've already clinched a playoff spot. Danbury, 20-11-6 is in second, followed by Watertown, Port Huron, Motor City, the Venom, and then the Dashers. But Motor City trying to weasel their way into that 4th spot. It's going to take one heck of a run for them down the stretch as we turn our focus to the Continental Division. The Carolina Thunderbirds at the top of that with 85 points. Athens right behind them. They control their own fate with 4 less games played. So if they won all those, they would be at 89 points, which would be in front of Carolina. So Athens could, in their own will and power, get to the 1 seed again. But they're in second, followed by Columbus, Baton Rouge, the Bobcats, the Moccasins, and finally the Seawolves. But still anybody's race in the Continental Division between Columbus, which is number 3, and Monroe, which is number 6. Just a 5-game gap. So anyone could slide in down the stretch of those 3 to 6 teams. As the draw comes right back outside the blue line. 12:55 to go. Zach Horn will do it. This time with Nate Keeley. Horn wins the draw. Sewertson had his stick tied up. Horn has his stick knocked away as the puck squirts back into the Dashers' end. Shots just 2-1 here through the first 7.5 minutes. Sewertson turns it over. Quick shot comes in. Purdy makes the save and escorts the puck to safety. Sewertson behind the end line. Bakes it on around. Picked up by Carolina in their own end. Sewertson on the half wall. Can't catch up to the puck. Carolina bangs it in deep. Around the wall it comes. Picked up and dropped back by Kelly Curl for a moment. And looks like Purdy's going to come out to play it. He'll wheel it back around in the direction of Slinger. Slinger sticks with it very patiently, glides it around the wall to Curl. Curl pounds it out of the zone. Here comes Jumanji trying to dance his way on through and had it taken away by Gus Ford. Another turnover. Jumanji all over the blue line. Yasuke Jumanji maybe with the hit of the game there, just inside the 12-minute mark. Beautiful hit in the Carolina zone. As Cangelosi gets it back in front, shoots, and scores. Snuck through Purdy, and Carolina all of a sudden has double digits. It's 10-0. Cangelosi has been hot as of late, adds his 4th goal of the season there. And the Thunderbirds are rolling in Winston-Salem on the campus of Wake Forest. Everyone in attendance is not going to have anything to complain about tonight. As Carolina controls the draw once again, out shooting the Dashers here in the 3rd period, 4-1. They just put up their 10th goal on the score sheet. Gore can't bang it out of the zone. It comes right back down low again. Sean Doyle. As now Purdy will grab that one and kick it over to the official. 11:08 to go here in the 3rd period. Dashers held to just 7 shots, outshot 25-7 in that 2nd period. They haven't had much offense here in period 3. Kramer and Horn will take this face-off. Doyle gives it away, but has some help from his defensive zone partner. Sewardson trying to go through the middle, and he's completely slammed off by Clay Keeley. A nice hit on Sewardson. Now back the other way. Here's Kramer. 2-on-1 with Selleton. Beautiful passing play. They get a shot off, and Purdy turns it aside. Sewardson. Kramer, drop pass. Down low to Kramer again on his backhand. Sends one in front looking for a tip. Just couldn't find it. 10.5 minutes to go. Horn over the blue line. We'll just try a quick shot. It goes wide on the glove side of Babick. Now here comes Kennedy the other way. Drops it over to Sewardson. Sewardson after the takeaway. Throws it into the skates of Selleton. And the Dashers usher it out, but just for a brief moment, right on back into the zone. Here comes Donick Druin. White, cross ice to the near side for Ford. Ford wheeling around. Sent back into the zone. And Carolina still controls the puck. Entering the zone now. Druin on his forehand. Holds. Banks it off the wall, back on over for a quick shot that comes in off the stick of Batita, the captain for the Thunderbirds. He steals it right back in the neutral zone. Druin, around Rothy he goes, all the way behind the goal, up to the point again, and it gets out of the zone. 9.5 minutes remain here between the Thunderbirds and the Dashers. As here comes Keeley. Drop pass over to Batita. Out to the point. Quick shot comes in, and it was deflected by the stick of Tanner Booth. Rothy banks it out. Servone sweeps it in deep. Referees wave off the icing. 9 minutes to go here in the third period. Shots in the period, 6-1 Carolina. They've got the lone goal here in the third period. As here's Batita at the red line. We'll flip it to go in and chase. No icing this time. Swept back around by Curl. Over to DeAndrea. And Carolina again will send it in. This time it will be an icing at the 8.5 minute mark. And we will take this break for our second media timeout of period 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a dash on the Dashers Hockey Network.
Evergreen Roadworks is a blend of Champagne Asphalt, Ileana Construction, pavement maintenance systems, and ProTac asphalt spraying experts with roots dating back to 1946. Together, they leverage their expertise to expand their capabilities and provide enhanced services to all of their valued customers. Evergreen Roadworks is a trusted brand who prides themselves on healthy business relationships and a safety-first mindset. They have a proven legacy, supported by quality that lasts, and will continue to find new ways to improve their technology to leave both new and current customers satisfied. Evergreen Roadworks' consideration for one another has a lasting positive impact, ensuring their influence resonates long after the asphalt cools. For more information, email info@evergreenroadworks.com or call 217-356-7288.
Well, we have an extra few seconds here. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Dashers. Right now, live with Carolina. Tomorrow night, they'll go at it at 5:05. And then next weekend, they're headed out to New York for the third meeting and fourth meeting with the Binghamton Black Bears. They've been there for one game at two different times, most recently right before Christmas on December the 20th, the game in which Parker Rutherford dropped the gloves with Connor McAnanama and won the fight at center ice. But they'll take on Binghamton. Both those start 6 o'clock Central on the last day of February and the first day of March. And then finally the Monroe Moccasins will be when the Dashers return home on March 7th and March 8th at 7:05. So if you're looking to get back in the Palmer, those are your next two opportunities to do so. On Friday the 7th and Saturday the 8th. Saturday the 8th will be First Responders Night. First Responders Night, sponsored by O'Haren's. They put together some wonderful specialty jerseys that will be up for auction. So mark your calendars for March 8th against the Monroe Moccasins. Dashers in their first responder uniform, sponsored by Ray O'Haren's. As another couple quick shots, Purdy sprawling down low. Can't make the save. Now here comes Keplinger, former top point scorer for the Carolina Thunderbirds. Wearing the Dashers orange and white tonight. Puck down low with 7.5 minutes left. Siewertson chasing on the forecheck. Wheeling away from him is White. White comes back to the near side and up the wall into the neutral zone, where he chips it on in. Sent back across to the point. Holding is White. Carolina being very patient. Seljatin tries a quick shot, and that one just missed the mark. Another shot in the direction of Purdy. A little bit of chaos in front of the goals. The puck caroms over to the corner. Sent out to the point now. Kennedy runs into some traffic, drops it to Seljatin, and Seljatin scores. Dmitry Seljatin with his 6th of the season. He's now up to 11 points with the Thunderbirds after 15 games with Blue Ridge. In game number 13 under his belt, he's starting to transform into a point-per-game player. As Carolina has extended their lead to 11. With 6:45 remaining here in the third period, shots in the frame are 9-1 Thunderbirds, and they've got the 2 goals to show. Looks like Steve Ford is shifted into a winger role. Typically a defenseman's got just 4 points on the season. As faceoffs controlled by the Dashers here. The most goals scored against the Dashers is 11. That came against the Watertown Wolves way back, I believe early December, end of November, that series was. But Carolina has now tied that mark. Slinger back over to Doyle. Doyle banks it out of the zone. Off the stick of Booth, it goes the length, and it looks like they'll rule off the icing with the touch. At the blue line, Jumanji struggling to repossess the puck. Batita chops it down low. First one there is going to be Donick Druin, slammed into the wall. In the circle now. Here's Batita. Over to Ford. Batita again, cross ice. Quick shot comes in. Saves made by Purdy this time. Purdy's made 39 saves tonight on now 50 shots he's faced. Ford. To Batita. Sent down low again, looking for Steve Ford. They're trying to get him a goal, and Purdy tripped him up. Expresses his apologies as Ford hobbles off the ice. Inside the blue line now. Tiptoeing. Jumanji tries to bump out his man in Batita, who gets the puck in deep. We're at the final 5 minutes here in the third period. Down low, here's Keeley. Gives it away, and the Dashers trying to punch it out of the zone. The least amount of shots by the Dashers in a frame this season is 5. They've hit that number a couple times, but just 1 here in the third period, in jeopardy of setting a new milestone with that mark. Sent out of the zone through the air all the way back to the Carolina end. Kennedy's the first one there. Beautiful clear so that there's no icing. In that game against Watertown, the Dashers did put up a goal or 2 of their own. They have not been shut out by double digits this season. As there's a giveaway. Sent in front, and the puck ricochets back down into the neutral zone. Clay Keeley chips it in deep. Purdy will play it over for Rothy. Rothy shoved off the puck. It belongs to Carolina once again. Inside 4 minutes to go. Here's Keeley. Out over to Seljatin. Scored the most recent goal. White, who's got a hat trick already tonight, sends one in front, and Purdy squeezes the legs together to make another good save. With 3:38 to go, this will be our final media timeout, and we will take it. Carolina adds another one. It's 11-0. We'll return in a moment to Winston-Salem.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. Hello? Should you become stranded, be ready to signal rescuers. Bush.
How long have I been out here?
About 12 minutes. Head for the mountains.
.339 remains in Winston-Salem. The Dashers trail it 11-0 here. As this one will be sent the length again. Babick with his arm in the air will get the call he's looking for, and the draw returns to the Dashers' end with just over 3.5 to go. As I mentioned, tomorrow night the Dashers will go at it again, 5:05 puck drop. You can join me right back again here for the remote stream of the Dashers. Horn and Farmer will do this one. Looked to be a little of confusion before the draws. Puck's drop controlled by Sean Doyle. Doyle sends it out of the zone. Now a foot race between Sewardson and White. And White will get there, and it's another icing, which will bring the puck back to the Dashers' end just about 9 seconds after the previous one. Fairgrounds Arena in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, on the campus of Wake Forest. Pretty cool spot for these guys to play some pro hockey. Salak chips it back down low around the wall. White picks it up and sends it back in the direction behind the end line. Sewardson picks it up in the neutral zone. He'll chip it on in to go chase. White door-to-door with him. Not a very physical game here tonight. Haven't had any scrums after the whistle at all. As Clay Keeley comes now. Of course, you don't have the guys who have been fighting for you as of late. Thomas Murphy leads the team in fighting majors with 6. Trey Fisher's got 3 of his own. Most recently went in Topeka. Colton Wyzak most recently in a game has gone. That was last Sunday against Athens. A really nice fight win over Michael Greco. And then you got Bozinchenko, dropped him in Topeka, but not a lot of other enforcers here. As here comes Carolina back once again. Another shot comes in on Purdy, and he'll jump on that one and cover it. Shots are 12-1 in favor of the Thunderbirds here in the third period. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remain in regulation. Carolina's going to grab their 29th win of the season. Good for 88 points at the top of that Continental Division. Jumanji ties up the draw and is able to muscle it back into his own end. He'll chip it out of the zone. No, he won't. Steve Ford, cuts it off. Servone in a battle with him. As from north to south, here's Yusuke Jumanji, runs into some turbulence at the blue line, and the puck goes right back to the Dashers' end. Lemmers sweeps it back for Rothie. Rothie in the corner, wraps it around to Jumanji. Jumanji run into by Cangelosi. Played out by Servone. Inside 90 seconds left to play in regulation. Stick around for the Dashers postgame show. We'll break down everything in a relatively quick manner for you. Maybe we won't go through the score sheet, but just a little bit of talk about the game. Rothy through the skates of Cervone back into the neutral zone. It's Kennedy. Plays it for Steve Ford, who flips it in deep. 1 minute left to go in regulation of this one. I'm sure the Dashers are looking forward to turning the page to tomorrow. 5:05 puck drop. Right back at the Fairgrounds Arena. Across the line. Passed on over. Some good puck movement from Carolina. Dancing on in. Quick shot in tight. Deflects up by Donick Druin. Inside 40 seconds to go. Referees wave off the icing. Babbitt came out to play it as well. Way out of his goal. Into the corner for White. Back across. Here comes Carolina. Druin over the blue line. Pauses for a moment. Gets it to Clay Keeley. Keeley chips it back around the wall. It's going to be picked up by Farmer. Out at the point again. White feeds it across. And chips it down low again. 3 seconds, 2 and 1, and that will do it. Carolina wins this one in statement fashion. 11-0 is your final. 3 goals in the first, 6 in the second, and then another pair in the third. Out shooting the Dashers 52-20 in the game. Shots were 14-12 at the end of one. The Dashers just 8 shots after that, 7 in the second, and a measly 1 that came early on in period 3. We're going to take a quick break and come back for the Dashers postgame show in a moment here from our remote site in Danville. And we welcome you into the Dashers Hockey Club post-game show. Here's the final box score. The score actually didn't update. I swear I updated it, but it was 11-0 the final. Carolina leads it. Shots 54-20. Dashers held to just 1 shot in that third period. Just 3 power plays in the game. The Dashers go 0 for 1 on their 1 chance. Carolina 1 for 2 on theirs. The 3 stars of tonight's game. Star number 3 is Roman Kramer. After his hat trick and first star nomination last night, follows it with a goal and 3 assists for 4 points as the night's 3rd star. The second star is the hat trick man, Zach White, with 3 goals and no assists. And then finally, Gus Ford is the game's first star with 1 goal and 5 assists. That's a season high for him in that department. So 6 points for Gus Ford. Pretty good night to stat pad as he's up over 50 points now on the season for Carolina. We'll walk you through the goal scores at the very least for Carolina. 4:31 on the power play. Clay Keeley opened the scoring. Zach White scored 2.5 minutes later to make it 2-0. Then 2.5 minutes after that, it was Gus Ford making it 3-0. Into the second period, we went with the shots 14-12 in favor of Carolina. At 6:44, Joe Kennedy made it 4-0. Nate Keeley, 2 minutes after that, made it 5-0. Then Zach White with his second of the night at 11:57 made it 6-0. Roman Kramer then got on the scoreboard 5 minutes after that to make it 7-0. Jan Salak with the 8th a minute after that. Finally, Zach White completes the hat trick a minute and a half after that. Joe Cangelosi at 8:32 opens the scoring in the third to make it 10-0, and then Salutin with the exclamation point makes it 11 with just inside 7 minutes remaining. A lot of new faces for the Dashers. In net, Danil Purdy, who was on call, just showed up to the rink, came out and did what he could. Stopped 43 of 54 shots he faced, as earning a shutout is Boris Babic. That's his third of the season. Stops 20 of 20, 12 shots by the Dashers in the first, 7 in the second, and 1 in the third. 54-20, the final totals there. Well, I'm sure you guys are just about as ready as anyone to turn the page on this one, so I'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining me on the Dashers Hockey Network for our remote coverage of this game. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5:05. This is Devin Dobek, reminding you always to live the dream.